Good evening, and welcome to another Tuesday night. And what do we do on Tuesday night? It's all about Urban Sentinel. So we have the Urban Sentinel live show, which is a byproduct of the Urban Sentinel magazine. Before we get started, I want to make sure that you all go to the Urban Sentinel magazine. Go to issue.com, issuu.com, and click on Urban Sentinel magazine, and we got a dynamite uh, publication for this month. I mean, it's really awesome, and it's even better than what you might even think. Okay, we got a good thing going on with the Urban Sentinel magazine. So, what I decided to do tonight, because of that, I decided to bring on and interview the person that's on the cover tonight, all the way from South Carolina, Miss Keisha, and I'm probably gonna get her last name. I think it's Reefer, the Spirit. She'll correct me when we get started. And she's a dynamite woman, being as Women's Month. She's a dynamite entrepreneur. I mean, she has her hands on a lot of stuff, and a lot of the magazine this month is because of the work that she did, and I really appreciate it. So, without further ado, let's bring on Miss Keisha, and we're gonna get this thing rolling. Good evening. Good evening.
Good evening. How are
Good.
you?
Just fine. Just fine. Hey, for our listening audience and viewers, can you give them your last name, please? Cause I know I got it all wrong. I didn't probably pronounce it right.
Reefer Esprit.
Okay, I got
Esprit. Esprit. The T
Reefer
is silent. It's
right.
French.
The
Esprit.
Esprit.
Yes.
Esprit. Okay, got it. Got it. Got it. Got it. Well, it's good to have you on the show tonight. I was just in your introduction. I was telling them that you are our cover person for this month, and three words describe you: that spirit, that you have a good, uh, strong spirit about what you're doing. You have a lot of passion for what you do, and you're working on leaving a legacy. And you're doing a great job of that. Doing a great job of that. So. And I
Thank
told
you.
them too that most of the magazine has a lot of your articles in it because you are a contributor to the Urban Sentinel magazine, which we are so grateful that you are. And so I really
Thank you.
appreciate everything you do. So tell our audience a little something about you.
I don't know where to start, but my name is Keisha Esprit, and you hear my accent. I'm originally from a Caribbean island called Barbados, and I share parentage with two Barbadian mother and a father from the Commonwealth of Dominica. Barbados, they speak pure English and broken English called Bajan dialect. And the Dominican side, they speak Patois, which is broken French Creole and English. Um, I'm a multifaceted person, and I'm passionate about everything I do, and I love getting my hands in multiple things and ex- experimenting and experiencing and using all of my God given gifts. And the older I'm getting, I'm finding out that I have more talents than I ever knew. You know,
But that's a blessing. And stop saying the older you get. You act like you're getting about 80 years old.
no, you know what I mean.
Oh, you talking like, oh, okay, I'm getting about 70 years old. I found some more gifts I didn't think I had. But that's good. That's good. Your article was a great article, a great addition to the magazine. And what with Dr. Garnett, who wrote the article, he started out and he said, lives of great people remind us we can make our lives sublime and departing, leave behind footprints in the sand of time. And that was by the poet Henry Wadsworth Fellow. And
Yeah.
that really describes you, to a T with everything that you're doing. How do you do everything that you're doing? And for the listening audience and the viewers, she's also a baker, okay? And she can make some fantastic pastries and cake designs. So I'm trying to figure out how she gets all this stuff done. So Keisha, tell us, how do you get everything done that you put your hands to?
Well, if you read the article, you will see that I tell everyone I'm passionate about what I do, so it becomes like a hobby. So there's nothing that I'm involved in that I find difficult or I find frustrating because I enjoy doing it. So it becomes easy. In regards to the pastries, I am self-taught. Everything you have seen on the photos is basically a first time I've done it, and everybody think I've been doing it for years. It just that it happens to come up, I guess, attractive and perfectly, and it
Mhm.
works for me.
And that's awesome. That's awesome because when I look at the pictures of things you do, look, I just go,
That's,
I'm quitting bakery and buy
I
me
believe,
something.
I believe, I believe, I believe that's an inheritance. My
Uh-huh.
mother is natural with making things, and even when she worked and with the registry department, everyone will come to her to get things done, decorations. Even if she goes somewhere, she goes overseas, she spent time with that family or friends. She would rearrange the whole house. They don't mind her. She would change and move things from one place to the other, and it looks just beautiful. She just naturally has an eye for anything, and she makes it look brand new or change it. She's been always that way.
Okay, good, good, good,
But it's
good.
whether it's
So,
gardening,
uh,
designing, interior decorating, anything she puts her hand on, she perfects it, and she is a very meticulous and exceptionally clean lady, tidy, extremely tidy.
I say you probably inherited a lot of that stuff from her. That's a
Yes,
great thing.
yes.
The follow in your mother's footsteps. So that's a great thing. Now, get us started. Where did all this begin at? Start us back at the beginning. Where did everything begin at for
Well, I mentioned, and I always stated about the fashion entertainment business. I really started from a toddler, seeing my mother have a modeling group called the Eleganza Group,
you? Okay.
and there were singers, dancers, and models, and she would train them, and they would go there and practice. And I was a toddler, and these were big women to me. I would say probably in their teens or early 20s. So I
Hmm.
was around that environment from a young age. Um, that is one area, and I was also people would ask me why am I so political, but from that age, I was around a lot of politicians too. The practice was kept at the BLP headquarters. So from
Hmm.
a baby, I was around that environment. So maybe that is where this interest and everything started. And then from there, I went on to when I was in primary school, I noticed my teacher, and I wasn't trying to bribe her because whether or not I was never that kind of student, but I would always see her wear nice suits, and I would bring beautiful accessories, earrings, and also bracelets and things for her. My mom had a friend who sold those items, so I would always see things that matched and worked perfect for my teacher, and she would wear them, and everything complemented each other.
Hmm.
The designs and the earrings are whatever I give her. So I guess I always had that AR interest from a young age.
Good, 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 great, great, great. And so you went on through high school and um, then into college. But one thing I want the people to know about Keisha is that she's an athlete too. She didn't tell everybody that she was an athlete. So tell us about your time as an athlete.
Well, my time as an athlete was an interesting one. It was a surprise for many people because some people think that I don't look like that type of person. I look shy and soft and tender and not aggressive. But when it comes to training and going out there and doing what I have to do, I'm a different person and I execute and show all that on the track. In primary school at Westbury Primary, I used to do something called we call it physical education, PE, or after school, or during school, and we will run. And I noticed even then that I had the ability when we were doing the 100 meters during break time, I would always be running and tiptoeing, and realized I was passing a lot of the other students, like running and beating them. But Mr. Gittins, may he rest in peace. He died approximately last year. He advised my mom to put me into a particular track team home in Barbados. It was the most outstanding, and he saw my abilities from a young age. And he would always tell me, even then, that you're going to be one of the best quarter milers to ever live. I didn't know what he was speaking about because I didn't know or didn't see that. But that is where I would say it started. I didn't go straight like most students into it. I really started late. I started in high school around third form. So I started to pick up late because I had some other things going on in my life. So I wasn't able to be focused on running then. But I know the abilities were there. And I started to train hard. I would stay train 2 3 times per day. When my friends go home after train, I would go again and train at night.
Hmm.
And I was also doing different kinds of workouts that they weren't doing. I was eating completely different. I changed my diet. I trained harder. I did the all the hills, the sandbags, the bottles with um, bottles with sand in them, sand on my feet, and I did a lot of workouts. So that is where I would say it started. But the gift was always there. Both of my parents are athletic people. My father was an outstanding football, which Americans call it softball. But in his
Hmm.
country, he was a very outstanding softball player or football player. He had a lot of skill because I've seen him myself too. He would keep the ball on his head. He would move from his head, his shoulders to his knees and to his feet, and he had speed and quick. My
Hmm.
mother was a champion in javelin, and she could run too. But on both sides of the family, if you read the magazine, you see the reefer, Floyd Reefer in there, and you see the bodybuilder. Most of my family who are athletes are all have competed on the international level, whether it's Olympics, track and field, basketball, soccer, any area. All of them are outstanding in all the fields. The reefers are the esprits.
That's
Mhm.
awesome. That is awesome. That's an awesome tribute to your family. So now, how long how long did you run? How long did you participate in track?
I really started around 90, 97, 98. I was
Mm.
really getting into the training then, and I competed really seriously from 99 to maybe 2005, 2006.
Oh,
I,
okay.
I did a little bit in primary school from 93 to 94 probably, but I would say my career in track and field was very short. I know it should have been longer, and I still have it. I haven't I still could wear the same track clothes. I still have a certain petite size. I'm not a big person, and I still have the ability. But due to certain circumstances, and after finishing college and not continuing, and you need to have certain support systems to continue, I never really got to do that. But I've competed and done very well in a short space of time. Competing everywhere I went, I always competed and brought medals, internationally or local, and they
Oh,
set records as well too.
well, that's great. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Mhm.
And then, what did you study in college? What was your major?
My first major was psychology. I have a degree, a Bachelor of Science in Psychology,
Mhm.
and the second degree is a Master's of Science in Transportation Urban Planning.
Oh, okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Maybe you can go to Charlotte or go to Columbia and do some work in Columbia and design the traffic patterns for those cities. Or you can come to my area in D.C. We really could use your help in urban planning.
I've done some work, but they were on contractual. They're not those kind
Uh-huh.
of contracts are not long lived, but they are
Right.
contractual and very
Uh-huh.
good experience, and you get to work with some of the best people with the
Oh, okay.
DOT, South Carolina DOT, New York DOT, and private
Uh-huh.
companies who are some of the best consultants within the country, Parsons and Kiwi and other people.
Oh,
Hmm.
okay. Good. 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 Okay. So we're here in 2023. So
Hmm.
tell me, how have you made so many connections in this world with different people from all kinds of backgrounds? I mean, for the viewers, Keisha knows a ton of people. Okay, she can't even count them on my hand and her hand together, and probably Mark's hand. She knows a lot of people. So, how have you put yourself in a position to meet so many people that are doing so well that have made an impact on people in that country or wherever? How have you done that?
I didn't do anything. I would say it has to be the Most High, the grace of God. He is a person who direct my path and my steps.
Hmm.
I nothing, none of it was intentional. I did not do like I wasn't trying to be an opportunist or be strategic. It just happened that wherever I um attended or wherever I happened to be located, those people would come to me. May not physically intentionally come to me, but God always allowed me to be in a position or environment with those people. And this, as I said, this, I guess is we would call it destiny, because this was happening to me from childhood. As I said, I
Hmm.
was raised around a lot of politicians and um, people like the chief magistrate. He's now retired, but he's called the emeritus chief magistrate Nichols. Up to this day, he calls me almost every other day, and I communicate with him. And he's like a dad to me. From the time I was a child, he was always in my life. And Sir Johnny Sheltingham, the most sought after lawyer in the Caribbean. These people have
Hmm.
known me from the time I was a child, so I have communication and connections with them where it's like I can call them and it's like normal. So there's so many people. The president of Barbados, I knew her before she was the president. She was the registrar at my mom's office, and so many people. The prime minister. I've known all these people from my little age, 4 or 5, even baby age. So from a young age, I happened to be in those environments,
Hmm.
and that's how I would say I've noticed that it always happened. Whether it's being track and field, um, any sports. I know a lot of athletes from all areas, and but as I said, it's never intentional. It just happened that I end up in those situations. Even with the fashion entertainment, I worked in Manhattan, and there's that particular lady. She was on a major show, and she's friends with Misa Hilton. I ended up working in the same office with Misa. I didn't even know who Misa was, not knowing that Misa is the stylist of the stars for all those people from back, Little Kim and Faith Evans and all those people. Then I met
Hmm.
Craig Derry. Craig Derry is a good friend of mine. Craig Derry is the celebrity vocal coach. He communicates with me all the time. He's like a father figure to me. So that's how it happened. I know so many people, and I think some of them are drawn to me because of my personality too. I stay humble, and I just don't. Many people don't know what I have done because I don't really talk about it unless, like,
Right.
now you're hearing. So I'm certain a lot
Hmm.
of people were shocked when they read that magazine and saw Dr. Yomi Garnett's masterpiece.
Yes, and I tell you, the magazine has gotten a lot of impressions and a lot of reads. So
We
it
get a lot of
shows that,
emails too. I've been receiving a
yeah,
lot of emails, and people are interested in getting your copies from different countries as well, Curacao
yeah.
and other places.
And I'll be honest with you, your magazine cover and your article has, and I've been in May, it'll be 3 years. I'll be going into my third year in May. This month's edition of Urban Sentinel magazine has probably been the most read magazine edition of all my magazines that I've done.
Oh, I'm
Okay.
surprised to hear that. You know why? Because you have had some of the biggest household names, not only within America,
Hmm.
but they're household throughout the whole world.
Hmm.
They have been on
Well,
the cover.
you broke the record. You broke the mold. And I mean, and it like okay, today is Wednesday, right? So no, today is Tuesday. So Monday, I looked at the impressions on Monday, and I looked at them this morning, and we had probably 250 additional impressions. Okay, and basically for those in the audience that might not know what impressions are. Impressions are basically where people go to the website or go to the magazine, they'll click it on. They might not spend time to read it, but they'll click it on and maybe download it to read later on and everything. And the reads have been good too. I mean, people have actually read the magazine, the time. I get a it tells me how long they spend reading the magazine, what the average time is. So the average time of reading the magazine is good too. So uh, your article has made an awesome impact on people. You
Thank you.
know, like you was telling me today about a certain celebrity that read the magazine. Now, I didn't send her a link. I don't know if you sent her the link, but
She
she
reached
found
out
the
to me.
magazine.
She reached out to me because I actually just placed it on Instagram. I think
Mm-hmm.
today or late last night.
Oh, okay,
I
okay,
received a lot of likes, so I was surprised. But as I said,
yeah.
you're
So,
just getting started,
yeah.
Mr.
So,
Cole.
hey, I thank you for everything you've done for me for this month.
But
We
Mr.
can let it.
Kearney, you're now getting started because the releases aren't out in the media for the Caribbean as yet. They should be releasing
Mhm.
tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
So you have a lot more impressions coming.
Yeah. So, hey, I thank you for your contribution. To the magazine and everything. So that's a good thing. Where do
Thank
you
you.
see yourself 10 years down the road? What would you like to be doing 10 years down the road?
I really don't like to answer that question because I really don't know what I want to be, what I will be doing, but definitely want to make sure I keep them. And I always mention him because if without him, I couldn't do anything. I want to make sure I build a stronger relationship with the Most High and go in an area where I can enlighten people. I mean, still have a, not really a normal life as in doing everything everyone is doing, but make sure that he's the center of everything and I am used by him to be a servant to him to wear people of who he is.
Hmm.
That's one of the main things. And as it says, once you trust in him and work with him, he will provide everything else you want and desire.
Amen. Okay.
So everything will come in abundance. So that's
Hmm.
how I see, and I hope to grow more spiritually in that way, which will allow everything that I um dream of having to be bigger and better. But
Okay.
I love to
Good.
give back to others and the society, the community, and I do love doing philanthropic work, even behind the scenes from years ago. I'm like my parents were the same way, always giving family and friends things, always giving away. So I would love to do more of that, um, and continue to make impacts on people's lives.
That's great. That is real great. So tell me about Barbados. I haven't been down there yet, so hopefully I get to go down there one day and enjoy the beautiful water and the nice weather down there and
So
just hang out, for a while. So tell everyone about Barbados.
it's a beautiful island. It's not the biggest. It's only 166 square miles, but the whole world knows of the island. Is a very unique country for a small island. They are very well known and they have produced some of the greatest minds and the infrastructure and the lifestyle is very interesting. As I've traveled to different islands and spent, some weeks in many of them, but Barbados has a lot of unique things going on in the structure of the education system. All the education system is great in the Caribbean, but everything worked on a structure, lunchtime, break time. Everything is just from what I grew up was on point, and they were
Hmm.
always ahead of many places. They had the records show like 98 to 99% literacy rate was high, and we in my time and even before, many people didn't go through a lot of struggles. Of course, in the early, as you read the book, the magazine, Mr. Adams, my principal, and Mr.
Hmm.
Jackman, in those earlier times, I guess their parents and grandparents were coming out of slavery. They would have had the hardest struggles, but for us, we came along and had it pretty good, But it's not a place that's boring. The government and the way everything is structured, we have always had that opportunity to have great places to attend, great restaurants, recreational facilities, and the infrastructure is good.
Now, in proximity to Nassau and other areas of the Caribbean, how far are you from Nassau? How far is Barbados from Nassau?
Honestly, I really don't know how far we are because, as I said,
Hmm.
we're the most easterly country in the Caribbean, and
Oh, okay.
people see us as different because we are out there on by ourselves, but we are still considered the Caribbean Sea. Yet people say we
Hmm.
aren't. But Nassau, Bahamas, there are more like Miami, and that's where I spent much of my time in the earlier years. When I was in college, I would visit there. But Bahamas and that area is close to Haiti. They're further, I would say, up going into the United States.
Oh,
We are
okay.
close. We are closer to Trinidad, Saint Lucia, Grenada,
Hmm.
Antigua, that region.
So you're more south, closer to South America.
I think, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
we're in the east, really most easterly country.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, 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 okay. And how does tourism do down there?
Well, that was growing up. All you would see on television was tourism is our business. Let's play our part. Tourism
Mm-hmm.
is our business. Let's play our part. That's all you would see all the time. I would say it's doing very well now, but at one time I think, of course, because of COVID and the recession, things may have changed. But I can see some enhancements and things have picked back up, and they have found various methods to keep promoting the country in other countries. Let's
Mm-hmm.
say like in Europe and other regions, they will have the Barbados logo and tourism promotions on buses and all that. But in the early 80s and 90s, I grew up seeing many white people visiting the country. And it was beautiful because that's how they came for entertainment and to relax and have a good time. And that was big revenue for the country. We
Mm-hmm.
don't have many resources, so the main thing is tourism and sugarcane. Despite many other countries have all their they have hills and all that. Barbados is a very flat island, but we were fortunate to be able to survive. But we don't have those sort of resources. We just mainly had the tourism and the certain politicians in the earlier times who brought great treasures to the country, which
Mm-hmm.
were certain offshore business and things that last and assisted the country in its development and kept it ahead and the economy on point.
Hmm, good, great, great, great.
Country is a
That's
very
very.
it's a very unique country, and
Mhm.
even the mindset and the way a lot of the Barbadians that I have seen live.
Hmm, good, good, good,
We came
good.
off of the English system. We're the only
Mm-hmm.
I think we're the only Caribbean island that never changed hands. Like how Dominica has the influence of the French, and you may hear Jamaica have you hear the Spanish or certain words they may say are French, and all the other countries we never
Mm-hmm.
changed. So we were known as Little England.
Look to England.
Little
So
England.
so were you all a colony of England?
Were we a colony of England? We were we? Yeah, we got our
Mm-hmm.
independence in 1966, but
Oh,
we
okay.
were we were like all the other islands. We came under the English, but still we were the only one that never changed and met with anyone else.
No, okay.
Did I
So
answer
that,
that right?
yeah, you got it. So you say you all came from under England's rule in 1966?
Yeah, we had independence. You know, every
Oh,
Caribbean
okay.
island mostly have independence, but we had ours in 1966. But like a year ago, we're now a republic. We call Barbados,
Hmm.
you know. So we
Right.
have a lot more control now.
Yeah. But that's very interesting that you all came from under their direct rule in 1966 because if you look at a lot of other nations that are still there, you look at a lot of nations in Africa, they're still under, the Commonwealth rule. They haven't come from. So that's hats off to Barbados for gaining their independence in 1966. That's
Yes. So
a
as I
great
said,
move.
Dominica and other islands had theirs in the 70s. Some even probably had
Hmm.
it even before us. But we this whole Republican or Republic movement, this only happened maybe a year ago. So we really have like we have Dame Sandra Mason is now called the president. We never had she's a president. She's not the governor general anymore. She's president.
Hmm.
So we have a
Hmm.
lot more control now.
No, okay, that's good. That's good. So y'all moving more into the 21st century as far as government is
And
concerned.
we're the first Caribbean country to do that.
Oh, okay. Oh, sound like another article, another cover coming up. The
Yes,
president
probably
of.
should do one on not I call her Dame, the president, Sandra Mason. You should probably
Yeah,
do her.
yeah, 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 yeah. I'm gonna write that down. That sounds like a good cover. To cover
Yeah,
her.
I can call and make that happen for you.
Yeah, hey, let's get it rolling. Let's get it rolling and everything. So that's good. That is good. So tell me about life in South Carolina. I know you're doing a lot of stuff in your home in your where you live at Columbia.
Well,
What? Um,
many people don't know where I reside. Some people are always asking me, Keisha, are you in New York or are you in Atlanta? Because they don't really know where I'm at most of the time. They
hmm.
don't. Because they see my pictures and they see I'm here, I'm there, but presently I'm in that region, I'm in the south.
Right.
I left the north and came back south, and I have
Mm-hmm.
a son now. So I figured it was better to be in this region, and his father and them are from this region, so it's better for
Right.
me, and everything works better than
Oh,
having to
okay.
go to the hustle and bustle in New York with a child.
Mm-hmm. Now, what? Tell me about your involvement in the community there in Columbia.
It's not only Columbia, Orangeburg. I attended, my alma mater is South Carolina State University, so
Okay.
Orangeburg and Charleston. And I do a lot in the educational system with the
Mm-hmm.
Boys and Girls Club, not only in Orangeburg but Columbia, other counties, and all that.
Mm-hmm.
I help create curriculums for the STEM, the STEAM program, and I'm presently trying to push my business more and more. And as I stated before, I think I mentioned that in the article, most of what I do, they're merely contractual work because a 9 to 5
Mm-hmm.
keeps you stuck and you can't really do the many things you want to do, you know. But
I tell you, yo, you make me tired just talking to you. You know, of everything you're doing.
I'm going to go back to doing my radio show too. You see my trophy? Can you see that?
Yes, 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 yes.
Yeah,
Now,
I'm going
now,
back to
yes,
that too.
for everyone, Keisha has a radio show that she hasn't done in a while. But it's a good radio show. 'Cause I've heard it before, so she does a good job with that and everything. You know, so yeah, that'd be good. Now, when you do the radio show, what platform are you gonna use when you come back?
Well, I have decided and I've discussed it, and it is actually, I won't say in the works, it's happening now. Um, Not only I've gone outside of America, I'm focusing more on the Caribbean. So my show will be aired in certain countries on, through government, and some are private radio stations.
Hmm.
Though it will still be aired in America, but as I said, I wanted to take it out, and I had to take a break some months ago, so I want to come back bigger and better, that it can expand, and it will be a mix of what I did here in America with certain guests that were interviewed, but be mixing with the Caribbean successful people like themselves within those particular countries, and they bought it. They like the idea. They're very ready to go. You know.
Great, great, great. And yeah, for everyone who's watching the show tonight, I really want you all to go to uh, issueissuu.com and click on the magazine. We do have a website, but our website ran into some problems. So I told Keisha, I said, what we'll do, we'll just send everybody to issue.com and they can click on the magazine. And it's for this month because of the issues we were having with the website, the magazine is free this month. But um, read it. Please read the magazine because there are a number of other individuals that have done well in Barbados and who are still living in Barbados that are part of the magazine for this month. And I really like that because what has happened is that it's like a cross cultural type of thing. You know, we're not actually fully focused on the United States. We're also focused in trying to move some things around and get into the Caribbean area and with a footprint in Barbados. And we're also looking at Nigeria as an area to branch out with the magazine. You know, so I really want you to all to go back. If you haven't looked at the magazine, please click on the magazine, read about Keisha. It's a great article. And then read about the other individuals in the magazine too, from
Yes.
here stateside and also in Barbados. And I think you'll find out that you really will enjoy the magazine. So if you were talking to some of your young people at the Boys and Girls Club, what would be your advice to them as they uh, travel the road to success and prepare themselves for adulthood?
Well, I would tell them to stay focused and try to surround themselves with the good environments and good people that can um, guide them the right path. Because of some of the boys and girls, children, of course, some of them come from different environments, and they feel so good that you come and you take the time to spend with them. So everyone doesn't have the perfect environment, or they may have some serious situation within the home. So they really appreciate when you come there and you sit and you work with them and you create work for them to do, or you bring things for them, because I love giving things. I would sometimes bring clothes. I have an apparel business too. I would sometimes give away clothes even to the custodian workers and people who work. They just give, and it makes them feel good about themselves. So I would encourage all to discover your talent and try to be a positive person in life, have respect for yourself, and as I say, surround yourself with good people and go for it. Be a go getter and push.
That's good advice. Good advice. Good advice. Um, yeah,
They're
youth.
very touched. They're very touched by the time you spend with them, and someone someone is showing their care and compassion for them. I've had students who come to me and tell me personal things, and they would have to go and tell their parents, and they told me that they wouldn't even open up to them, but they don't know me. They would just start to tell me their problems. So they
Right.
would tell me, Keisha, that's a gift, and I don't know if it's a gift, but they come and talk to me.
Well, they see something in you that allows them to trust you. Okay, I mean, I'm pretty sure they don't go up to other adults randomly and say, "Look, I need to talk to you." They see something. It's the way you carry yourself that you have shown them. They have seen something in you that allows them to trust you. Okay, even though you have to tell the parents, which is what you have to do, but they still trust you. You know,
Yeah,
they still trust you. So that's a great gift to have.
yeah, they will cry.
Especially
They will come. They will come crying and tell me their problems, and I have
mhm,
to relate to the parents. And the parents said they never knew any of this, and they will
right.
thank me because I was able to get in and open up to them. They were able to
Mhm,
open up and tell me their problems. I didn't even ask
yeah.
them.
And that's a good thing. 'Cause our young people are faced with so many mountains and obstacles today. It's
Hmm.
good that there's an adult that they can confide in, and
Yeah,
get something off their chest, and a lot of times kids might be afraid to really, they don't know how to talk to their parents because they don't know what the parents' reaction is going to be. So
yeah.
that's a good thing that they're able to sit around and sit down and talk to you. So that's a good thing. So, what's your son's interest? Does he want to follow his mother's footsteps and uh, go into fashion or community work or anything that doing that nature?
I really don't. I can't really say that. I don't really know. He sees things that I do and things that his father
Mm-hmm.
is into, and he has an interest in various things, but he's also his own person, so he has his own
Right.
identity. And he's a natural artist. He likes to draw, and as a
Oh,
teacher, I
okay.
say he's
That's
very
good.
detailed. He's very detailed with his art, like his three-dimensional work and everything. And he's very good at, I would say, engineering and architecture. Like he will build things from scratch, and he's very
That's
athletic. He
good.
likes running, and he likes playing soccer and doing anything that is calls for energy.
Oh, okay. I
I would
might
say
need
he's
it.
much of a fashionista, but not that's I would say that's for females, really, the fashionista. But he would
Right.
see certain things and he would take it and he would decorate. I guess because he see me doing a few things, but he seems to
Mm-hmm.
have the natural eye for things as well.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Hey, when it comes to energy, I might have to meet him, get some of his energy. I tell you, I can, I can use some of that energy
Well, he's only
myself.
he's only 8 years old. This 8 years
Hey,
old have a lot of energy, too much.
yeah, I tell you, that seems like the older you get, the more energy you run out of. Mm.
I see you're drinking. Yeah.
Yeah, trying to stay hydrated. Trying to, look,
Yeah.
trying to stay hydrated with a soda. Okay, yeah, like that's gonna do me some good.
But
Okay.
but there's something I wanted to state before you close. I don't know if you're soon closing, but my interest, I'm pushing more of that is my scholarships. I have the Keisha Esprit scholarship and then the Letitia Jill
Okay.
scholarship, and that's at my first college in Texas. And I want to
Mm-hmm.
continue that happening yearly so that some student would obtain that for each scholarship. So I would love it to get grow as time go on. And I did a small grant last year, and there's one coming up this year
Mm-hmm.
where that goes to the Chamber of Commerce, through the Chamber of Commerce for schools, and the teachers are given those grants. to help with the buying supplies for the classrooms.
Oh, okay, okay, that's great. That's great.
So that's
And do
just
you
something.
do you ever do a fundraiser to raise funds for your scholarship?
No, I have never done that. I either
Yeah,
put in my own money or I have people who would put towards it. But
right.
maybe I should look at going that way or doing more of that in the near future. But hopefully, my
I tell you,
businesses will be enough that I can make enough to just put it right there.
right. I tell you, if you have a fundraiser, believe me, people will really support it because we
Okay.
really need to support our teachers, and they do. I mean, I hear on the radio certain corporations are doing these type of grants to give teachers a hand when they, go back to school each year. And I'm sitting around thinking that when I went to school, which was a long time ago, teachers they had everything they needed. The school system provided for them, but that times have changed, and uh, the funding isn't there no more. It's a shame that the teachers have to pull money out of their pocket to get the school year started off.
That's a fact because I work
Yeah.
in the system. I'm into
Mhm.
everything. I
Uh-huh.
help create curriculums. I also teach and I actually do
Hmm.
motivational speaking. I work in those environments and I see they don't
Hmm.
really have any supplies. They have to bring their own. And that is so
Yeah.
unfair because some people don't appreciate or show enough respect to teachers. I
Hmm.
have a friend who would tell me that teachers are only that is people who turn to being teachers are because they were failures in life. And I told him that is not very intelligent of you to say
Hmm.
because without a teacher you won't have the job you had because you need them for
Hmm.
the basics. You need the teachers.
Yeah.
So how could you look down on a teacher when you need them? You know?
Teachers teachers should start out making $100,000 a year. And the reason I say that is because teachers spend 12 they're with your kid for 12 years of their lives, okay? They're basically taking care of them and grooming them and preparing them for life. And for states, and I know South Carolina and Mississippi are two of the states that pay very low salaries to the teachers. That's a travesty. Okay, that's a shame. All the work, so it shows you that anyone who's a teacher does it because they love
Yes,
doing
they
it.
do it because they love it because there's not much money in it. Doesn't even matter what state you live in. Most of them don't get paid
Yeah.
very much. But you
Uh-uh.
have to be passionate about it. And I became passionate and
Yeah.
every time I actually got emotional. Sometimes I would cry for my students because you get a bond to
Hmm.
them. You get bond to these students after you start
Right.
working, you helping them.
Hmm.
And when it's time for them to leave, you start to cry because you become like their parent. You come close to them. But people
Hmm.
don't understand that, but it's true.
And yeah, and that's what people don't understand. I mean, here in Maryland, they start out, with I think low high 40s and then close to 50, and it gradually goes up based on your number of years and degrees you have. Fairfax County, one of the richest counties in the country, and Montgomery County, they start out in the 60s, but that's not everywhere. That's far and few between. So
But
we
cost
really
of
have
living
to.
is high. I lived in Virginia in that area.
Yeah, the
Cost of
cost
living
of
is
living
still
is high,
there.
so it
Yeah.
probably a high salary probably really doesn't equate to what uh, the cost of living is, but still
Mhm.
we have to show respect and love to the teachers because I know it
It's
takes
headaches. It's headache.
yeah,
The children
you got
screaming is loud. They're doing it's a lot. You have to be
yeah,
passionate to keep in that job.
and these kids are off the chain now.
I
They
know.
beating up teachers and doing what they want to do, cussing teachers out. You can't say nothing to them because if you say something to them, the parents gonna come out of school and beat you up. So you
Yeah,
just let
some
the
of them are
kids
that
do
way.
what they want. So my hat's off to a teacher. I mean, y'all, more power to you. Do your thing. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Yeah. So, well, look, Miss Keisha, what's the final word for our people tonight before we go? What's the final word? What's the final word?
You know, I'm not going to stop talking about God. Just make sure you keep God the Most High in everything and
Hmm.
praise Him and let Him direct your path.
And
And
ain't ain't.
keep seeking and
Uh,
looking at knowing what your God-given gifts are and use it for Him, not for negative or
mhm,
evil. That's
right.
basically all I can say. Do not bury your talents or gifts, but use them wisely. I hope that
And
is enough.
that's
Gold
some
enough.
good advice. That is some great advice. Put God first. This day and time, we got to put God first because we got this country and this world is in a world got some problems. Okay, so
And I should, before you close, I should mention a great example is
Mhm.
with Job in the scripture, and how Job was tempted, and the Most High allowed the devil to try him, and
Mhm.
he passed the test, and he was blessed with more than he ever had. Despite he
Yeah.
lost a lot, he was blessed with a lot. So
Mhm.
sometimes you have to be patient, but keep the faith and pray, and also fast. Very important.
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. It is. So again, we've had Miss Keisha Reefer Spirit tonight with us, and like I said, she's a jack of all trades, and she masters everything that she does. Okay, she's doing an excellent job with helping me with the magazine. I appreciate everything she does. A lot of the articles you'll see many times from her. A great individual who's doing great things in life and who's moving and shaking in many different areas. And so I appreciate you taking time from your busy schedule, spend some time with us tonight here on the Urban Sentinel live show. And again, I ask everyone to go to issueissuu.com, click on the magazine. There's some great articles in there this month, and you will really enjoy reading it. So
Mr. Kearney.
until yes,
But you didn't mention a few names that they can have an idea for those who may have missed or who haven't read it as yet.
well, give them a few names.
I should mention I mentioned the reefer, gentleman Floyd Reefer, the professional cricketer.
Mm-hmm.
Try short, Bob Esprit, the former, well, he's an international bodybuilder, and we have Nikki Richie in there, which is Oprah Winfrey Network ambassador, and she has her own TV and radio show, Nikki, the Nikki Rich show. And Mr. Alwyn Adams, a former Barbadian senator and Corjan Parry principal, also an author, and Mr. Victor Jackman, who was the vice principal of the Corjan Parry School, history educator, and also an author. Those are just a few of them, but there's so many more, like Keith Klizer, multi-platinum producer, and Tony Jenkins, entertainment
Yeah.
CEO. Yeah, so those are a few of them, but they're great articles, and I appreciate you and everyone who support and are involved in everything that I do, and also for reading the magazine.
So see,
Yes.
if I didn't have her with me, I'd be stuck. See, I have a good person on my side, and I appreciate everything she does with me and with the magazine. She's
You're
my
welcome.
right. She's my right hand on the magazine. Okay, and I really appreciate it as I attempt to put this magazine together every month. So like I said, we're looking for your support. Go out. Well, you don't have to go out and get a copy of it, but if you decide that you want a hard copy after you read, just get in touch with me. But Reginald.Kearney at MarylandDaleExaminer.com, and I'll be glad to give you information on that. But really look at the magazine. It's a very this month, like I said, is a good edition, and it cuts across both cultures, the Barbados culture and the United States culture, which is good because we all got
And
to come together.
you have Mr. Kern, you have copies going out to Curacao, which is they speak Dutch, they speak Papiamento. So you have there are actually orders coming from Curacao, a lot of orders from Curacao.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah, so I will be making a strong effort of getting an imprint, a footprint down into the Barbados and the other countries that surround Barbados in the next
Hmm.
before over the next 6 to 7 months. So you probably will see a lot of articles coming out of that area in each edition. You'll see some articles coming from there, because
Yeah.
some rich information down there, some great people doing some great things in those countries also. And sometimes we forget that, hey, there are other people doing just as good as we are, or sometimes better, So I want to highlight them. I want everybody to see them. So again, I've enjoyed talking to you tonight, Miss Keisha.
Thank you.
Appreciate everything that you do for the Urban Sentinel magazine. I want you to hang in there with me and keep rolling with me as we make a difference in this world.
Okay.
To all the viewers that took time out from your busy schedule to view this show tonight, I appreciate you, love you. Come back next Tuesday night. I don't know who we're gonna have next Tuesday night, but it'll probably be another interesting conversation, another great conversation. Until next week, be blessed, take care of yourselves, and stay safe. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.
It's time for Bible or Babble.
Greetings to all you beautiful people. Bible or Babble, in association with Rejoice America Radio and Positive TV, presents the Bible or Babble at Sea Concert Cruise to Coco Cay and Nassau, Bahamas on the glorious Royal Caribbean, Independence of the Sea. There will be fun, praise, and a live taping of the Bible or Babble game show with a $1,000 grand prize going to the winning ministry. Join us along with ministry leaders and artists from all around the globe as they minister on board. Also featuring music from international recording artist Wayne Stoddard. Join us April 10th through the 14th, 2023 for a life-changing experience. Register today by calling 919-367-6237. That's 919-367-6237. Or email us at info@bibleorbabble.com. Come and sail with us for the 2023 Bible or Babble at the Sea Cruise. We hope to see you there.
Spirit takes me on